could you imagine playing Smash Bros on the PS5? Like how fucking that alone, there's still competitions out there right now where people are going hard playing fucking Smash Bros on a Nintendo GameCube or the fucking, you know what I mean? So it's just, to me, that it won't never happen. But if that would be an Xbox killer, no one would buy an Xbox no more. I'm telling no one. It would be done. Like we already have the best exclusives. Sony already has the best exclusives. Mind you, now you get Zelda or mother of all Mother Mario games series. Now it's like
I think
mother of all Mother Mario games.
Well, yeah. Or guess we're talking E3 again. But because Nintendo supposedly took over the show. And I'm going to pass that on because that was the title that came out of Mateo's mouth. So I'm going to let Mateo head this horse into the great road ahead.
all I've got to say is I'm here to kill chaos.
Who's Chaos?
Yeah, who's that?
Oh my god,
Chaos. That fucking that was one of the worst trailers I've ever seen in my life, dude. The gameplay looked dumb. The voice acting was awful. Did you not see it?
Did you not see E3?
No, what trailer? I'll watch it right now.
I think it's Final Fantasy Origins is what it is.
I think so. It's something like that. It's stupid. They say the word chaos about 40,000 times in that entire trailer.
Oh, it was in the donkey video.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't watch the donkey.
Oh, that donkey video was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my favorite part were all the Twitter memes afterwards because once at the end of the horrible trailer, they're like, "Yo, you could download this shit right now and play." So everybody went to go download it, and apparently the fucking demo had a bug where people couldn't play it. So like people were tweeting for days, like, "Oh, I still haven't gotten the chance to go and kill Chaos." Like, it was just fucking cracking me up.
Donkey, he put the Chaos emeralds from Sonic with the Chaos, the Chaos battle, the boss.
No, Nintendo probably had my favorite like of E3 this year, honestly. That Kazuya reveal for Smash Bros. That was kind of cool. That video cracked me up. Him tossing Kirby over and Kirby just flying away in the background, just him like tossing everyone's body over the edge. Loved it. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought that was fucking ridiculous. Like he just kept talking, like, because like, what Tekken was that in? That might have been Tekken 1 or Tekken 2.
I think it was like Tekken 1 or 2.
Right, where someone gets thrown off. I think it's Heihachi throws Kazuya off, right?
Yeah, Heihachi tosses Kazuya off after he kicks the shit out of him.
And I think in Tekken 2, Kazuya tosses Jin off the mountain, his son. But yeah, that family's all kind of fucked. But that shit was stupid. He tossed every fucking character off the ledge. It just looks fucking hilarious. Like at first, it looked like they were going super serious, but then you realize, oh, this is comedy. It's kind of funny.
I hope they bring Heihachi in too. Heihachi's a fun character.
Yeah, I mean, Tekken's pretty cool with crossing their characters into other games.
They've done it.
I don't remember what other game it was, but the one that comes to mind on the PS2 specifically, they had the Soul Calibur 1 of 3 maybe or 2, I don't know, and they had Heihachi in the game, and that one is actually kind of cool because on every console they had a different.
There was a different, yeah, that's the one that had there was a Star Wars character, I think Yoda or something, and Darth Vader,
something like that, Darth Vader or something like that. Yeah,
I know for sure. Xbox had Spawn, PS2 had Heihachi, and I don't remember what it was.
GameCube had
Nintendo.
Link. GameCube had Link.
That's fire.
Oh, the Xbox did have Spawn. What a weird choice.
Yeah.
You know,
cool.
I went back and watched some of those like 90s episodes of the Spawn animated series, and that show sucks, man. It does not hold up. It's not as good as I remembered it being.
Yeah. I never liked Spawn too much.
Not gonna lie. That Super Monkey Ball, I'm kind of stoked about that. Like I had a lot of love for those stupid games way back when, so like I'm slightly excited about that.
Yeah, those Super Monkey Ball games, they kind of remind me of like the Katamari Damacy games where you're just like rolling around and shit. And yeah, there's like a racing game in the Super Monkey Ball. Like I'm not too into that stuff, But I liked all the other levels where you're just kind of rolling around trying to solve puzzles or like collect items and things like that.
See, we always did the multiplayer one where you would have like all the mini games you would compete with. So there was like the one you would like roll down the hill, and then you turn into the glider and you try to like land on like the bullseye and get the most points. It was like shuffleboard, but with the I've got a lot of love for those games. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah,
That'll be a fun little like couch co-op.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. So one thing out of Nintendo's E3 that was very good for me was one of my asks happened. I got a 2D Metroid. You know,
I just watched this clip from the like our E3 video recently because I was doing some of the timestamp stuff and whatnot, and like you called out a lot of the shit they actually revealed at the Nintendo E3. That 2D Metroid was one of them. You were like, there's a rumor that's when that's going to be announced.
But I heard that's not the actual Metroid 4 that they announced in 2017.
It's not. There's going to be it's the 2D Metroid, and there's also going to be like a full on like the Metroid 4 sequel or whatever.
Yeah, I thought they actually showed a trailer for Metroid Prime at E3.
I thought they did.
I thought it was called Metro Ether or Dark. What the fuck was that shit?
But
called?
they announced
Dread.
Metroid 4.
Dread. Thank you, Dread.
Yeah. They announced Metroid 4 in 2017, and then they ended up releasing information on a game that's not the game that they you know what I mean? So it's weird that they did that.
Really?
But
Yeah, I was
I'm
a little
happy.
disappointed in the Breath of the Wild stuff too. Like I wanted more out of it.
Very
like,
underwhelming.
You're talking about the sequel that they're trying to make, and then plus like a added, like, isn't it a sequel and then there's like another whole game? Right? It was like two.
Well, they're doing a remake of Skyward Sword, I think.
Oh, that's a remake.
Yeah, they're doing a remake of Skyward Sword, which I heard Skyward Sword was kind of weak. I never played that one.
Dicks. That shit is for dicks.
And then there's the Breath of the Wild 2 game that's coming out that they said they're not releasing the name yet because the name would give too many hints about what the game is going to be about.
Yeah, right now, the one of the theories on Twitter is that you're gonna be playing as Ganondorf.
Like
Basically
a young Ganondorf?
Like pre-corruption or something?
Well, no.
Or as he gets corrupted. That'll be nice to see how he got corrupted.
Yeah, it's something about the what they're saying on Twitter is like Link is going to be helping Ganondorf to like break the cycle that he's always the guy who's corrupted or something.
Shit.
So it'll look like you're playing a hero, but it turns out that hero all along was the Ganondorf, like, or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, like Breath of the Wild takes place like many generations after like Ocarina of Time, for example, right?
And there's going to be some time. There's going to be some time fuckery.
Yeah.
Like obviously, like I remember I was reading some article and they were like, we think there might be time manipulation in this game, and like you watch the trailer, it's like obviously there is. They even like reversed audio at one part, and like it's like obviously it's like time travel, time manipulation is going to be a big part of this game.
Yep, 100%.
And it's not like the the Link, the Zelda series hasn't done that before.
Didn't they also announce Mario Party, the Superstar shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's new Mario Party.
I
looks
like
good.
Mario Party. That's a great co-op, a couch co-op that you can have with your friends. See, this is the problem. Like now, because of COVID, so this couch co-op shit's kind of like not there. But I've always liked the Mario Party shit. Like everybody, you can make it into a drinking game. I'm gonna take a shot every time this person loses or some stupid shit. And you end up
that's the best way to do it because like man, the Mario Party the Mario Party mini games are so hit or miss. Like some of them are just suck. Some of them suck. Some of them are just straight random chance.
Yeah.
So, but if you turn it into a drinking game, it's like, well, fuck it, whatever. Like it's just I just got to take a shot now.
You could be like fucking like Chris and Everett. A side note, they had a drinking game where they were watching Batman. Every time they said Batman, you take a shot. Every time they said Joker, you take a shot. So within like the first like 15 minutes of they're wasted. They like I was just shocked. I'm like, yo, what fucking game?
Let's do a quick no discussion. Just give an answer. I got a complete side topic real quick. You'll start with Doey. I want to know everyone's favorite Batman. Like actor that played Batman in live action. Who is your Batman, Doey?
I mean, from childhood or just like their favorite
just
of all
time? Who's your favorite all time Batman?
I would have to say like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Okay, so Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Tony,
I like Ben Affleck.
Pucho,
I'm a Keaton guy.
Keaton all day.
Yeah, Keaton's good.
Keaton's was good, man.
I think
Jack
Ben
Nicholson.
Affleck does a good job.
He was surprised. He was good. He was surprisingly good. Honestly,
I think he does a good job. I do like Doughboy's pick as well. It's just the voice was just too much for me. For him,
the voice is over the top.
Extra hard. Like it was just like he was putting that extra and everything.
At least Affleck had like a full on like voice modulation thing that was like
pretty fucking good. I like him.
I didn't realize the Cruising series was still around. When they announced that new like Cruising game, did you not see that? Do you remember that Cruising series, Cruising USA?
No way. I used to love those games. They used to get major rentals out of my local Blockbuster.
There's a new one coming out. There's a game called Cruising Blast coming out for the fucking Switch. So apparently that series is still around.
Damn, though, you should have never sold that Switch.
I'll get the new one when it comes out.
Yo, me and Flat used to play because we had both Cruising USA and Cruising the World. It was two. They were like the two cruising games that I remember on the N64, and those games were fire, dude. Like it was just a fucking run in the mill, basic, boring ass racing game, but they added some interesting wrinkles. Like you'd beat the game. I don't remember if it was like if you every time you beat the game with a car, you unlocked like a better variant of that car. But I remember like there was like a yellow school bus that you could drive, and then you could like unlock a gray school bus or like a prison bus or something. You could get a cop car. Those are the only two vehicles that I could remember right now.
That's so wild. Like I'm looking at the video. That shit looks.
I'm watching it too.
Yeah, the new entry in the Cruising series. I would have taken a new Burnout game.
Oh man, I can't wait. But the people who are making Burnout, they have this other game called, and it's not that good. It's like Danger Zone or something like that.
Danger Zone.
Yeah, they tried to reboot the Burnout series. A bunch of people
I think I know
from them. They went to like this. They made their own production studio, and they tried to like make it was more in like the Crash. Remember the Crash shit? You could do like there's like a sequence. You'd got to get the biggest multiplier in this area. Like they tried to do that. It didn't really work out too well.
That sucks because that was the best part of those Burnout games.
Yeah.
I never got into those Burnout games. Though I used to like them. Though I used to play it a bunch.
You don't like racing games like that?
I used to when I was younger, and as I've gotten older,
it's really difficult for certain people to play racing games. Like you really got to be agile with the sticks.
I liked Gran Turismo a lot, but then I tried playing online, and I am apparently garbage at that game. Those people that play Gran Turismo online are real fucking good.
You would suck. I would suck. I'm telling you, that shit is a different world of fucking racers. That's some real even Forza. I tried Forza, and that shit is so in depth.
I think I got clowned on online for being in like automatic mode and being the only person in automatic mode playing Gran Turismo on like the server.
That's a big no. You're at a disadvantage if you're automatic. You're at a disadvantage. It's just
the new Forza looks really good.
I've never played a single one of the Forza games.
It's the one racing game I've wanted to play, but I've never had an Xbox, so I've just never played it. But I've always wanted to.
Forza looks so beautiful, bro. It's that game, that racing game is beautiful. It's
by the way, I don't like simulated racing games. I find them really boring.
No, because it's difficult. That's
like
not
the super like hardcore ones.
Not
Forza's
even
a hardcore
difficult.
simulator, bro. That shit is fucking difficult. You can change the tuning. Sorry, though. You can tune the car just like in real life. You can shift the gears when you can like, bro, it's fucking so, it's just too much. It's overwhelming. Like if you like simulated racing games, Forza, Gran Turismo, those are the games you should get. But now they got the Forza New Horizon, which is a little bit more arcade-ish and it doesn't take too much to tune. That's also fun. But still, that bitch is.
I don't think anything with too much of a realistic aspect is fun. Like milsims, that military sims, like PUBG. Ugh.
PUBG is not real.
What about Flight Simulator? Because one of my favorite things in the world with like the old school Flight Simulator was to just like Just sit around and drink and just like take off from like the Austin airport and just fly around the country and just drink and fly. Like a real pilot.
I've seen on
I didn't
Facebook.
think about it. I should definitely download that. My computer could run that.
I do want to get that new flight sim. I'd like.
Yeah.
I don't
I
see
think
the
it's
fun in
multiplayer
it.
too, isn't it?
I don't see the fun in that
I'm not
shit.
too sure, but that would be cool, bro. It's like Snow Runners. Have you ever played the Snow Runners game? It's just kind of like that.
That shit is trash.
Dude,
I don't
Snow
know
Runner
why
and
people...
Mud Runner are so much fun. Those games are so much fun, dude.
You never got
I didn't know
to
you were
play
into
it.
this, Mateo. Maybe we all need to play this shit together. Me and Doey,
That shit never
pandemic got
works.
us doing weird shit,
Shit
like playing
never
Monopoly online. Strange.
Facts.
Fucking one of those strange moments was playing Mud Runners or Snow Runners.
Snow Runner.
And holy fuck.
Those
Me and
games are
Doey
fun,
put
dude.
like 100 hours onto that shit.
That game was
And I was
trash.
playing that shit by myself. I was hauling shit all over the Michigan. It was good times.
You know what? We got to get going because I just picked it up this week. GTFO.
Oh, I have that.
That's a fun game.
That game is fucking hard, dude. The only reason I passed the first mission is because there was this British dude that was like, he had played the game so much and he was just telling all of us what to do. Like,
Coaching y'all.
He's like, no. He's like, you gotta crouch. He's like, you don't want to shine your light on them or they'll attack you. He's like, they start turning red, stop moving. Everyone just stop moving. And they're like, dude, he's like, they're coming through this door specifically. Once we set off this, like he was that dude was clutch. Big shout out to I think his name was like Jag 1000 UK or something. Big shout out to that guy.
Yeah, GTFO is pretty cool. I only played it once and I played with people who actually try to help me. One dude was just doing it all without seeing anything, and then the other guy was just explaining everything. I'm like, yo, you guys in a party together? He's like, yeah, he just doesn't have time to explain shit, so I just do all the explaining for him. I'm like, oh, I get it. But yeah, crouching and moving quietly in that game is key.
It's the Tony of their group. Look at that.
I did.
The fuck does that mean? Y'all laughing? What the fuck does that mean? The Tony of the group.
It's they have a Tony in their group, a person who doesn't want to contribute or like do anything. I'm joking though. It's a joke.
Ooh.
And length, it just sounds worse because I have to like explain it. But like
I contribute by winning the game for us. It's a fucking difference. The only contribution you do here is you steal people's loot and then give them your shits. That's the only contribution you do here. And then you play this victim. Why me, guys? Why you? Like, no, fuck out of here. I contribute by fucking slaying. All right?
Tony, I appreciate you making that weird face away from the mic. That was good.
That's subconsciously I wasn't even thinking about it, but I hope you cut that shit out and save it. But still, it's just like, bro, like I get it, right? There's certain games where it's just difficult to explain why you're doing it. You know what I mean? It's just like you can't explain certain shit that should be common to you. But it's a new game. I get it. Like people don't want to waste their time on noobs. But still, it's just like, at least one guy was down to explain shit. Because I had an important part. I picked up a key or some shit. Buddy was looking for it. Buddy was going crazy. And a guy came back in the chat. I was like, hey, do you have something in your inventory? I was like, how do you do that? He was like, oh, here, do this. I was like, oh, yeah, I got this. He was like, oh, my God. My friend was literally fucking screaming his head off looking for this key. And you had it the whole time. And then his friend got in the chat. He was like, bro, seriously, bro? I'm like, what? And then he was just like, you had the shit the whole fucking time I was fucking looking for it. You didn't see me jumping around? I looked at him. I'm like, you talking about the key that I have? This key right here? He's like, yeah. Okay, hold on. I go in the back room where all the animals are at and just started fucking smacking every single one of them. Got them all to chase us and we all died. He was like, dude, you're such a dick. I'm like, yeah, I know. Fuck
so
you.
This is your 20 minutes of experience with the game.
I liked it though. I enjoyed
calling
it.
You a dick already. It's a fucking prime Tony behavior. Yeah. Let me know if we play. I'll copy it. I'll download it and shit.
You didn't buy it?
It's
Pooch?
No.
That's crazy.
When the fuck when did we agree to purchase this?
It was on sale.
Yeah, when Doughboy said, yo, get it, it's on sale.
I think it's on sale again right now. There's a new Fatal Frame coming out. We could have Doey pick that up. We could do he could do a spooky stream. We watch him play a spooky game.
What's Fatal Frame? What's that?
Fatal Frame. It's like a spooky game series. I think it has to do with taking pictures or something.
Yeah. Something to do
I'm
with
down.
the camera. No, I'm definitely with it.
WarioWare, Advance Wars, like they announced a lot of shit at this
the
Nintendo
Advanceware
E3.
stuff was cool.
Mario Wares? What you said?
WarioWare.
Wario.
What's
It was
Wario?
yeah. Wario has this really weird. How about fuck WarioWare? Okay, bring back.
I never played them. Some people love those fucking games, man.
They're okay. It's fucking weird, dude. You just be like, oh, let me play, and then it's just a series of mini games that are just so strange. It'll be like, oh, erase this guy's his eyebrows, and you like erase it, and it's like, yeah, you win, and then it pulls up another mini game. It's like, oh, don't let the car run off the road, and it'll just be doing random shit, and you got to kind of keep it in the middle, and there's like, yeah, you win, and then it would just do this. It's like the ultimate, like, this is like what you would expect in like the futuristic type of like people are addicted to like video game shit. It's like that. It's like an endless hit of like you keep succeeding. It feels really strange. I don't know.
I was gonna say that sounds like ADHD the game.
Right. Fucking, I loved Wario Land on the Game Boy. I don't know if y'all got to play that back in the day. It was fire.
I played it. I don't know. It was difficult for me for some reason.
It was so fucking dope, man. It had like cool end game type of stuff, good replayability. You're playing as Wario. It's nothing like a Mario game. And you know, Wario plays very different, and it was just such a cool game to me, and it's just a shame that they don't remake something like that or make another sequel or whatever.
So is Wario evil Mario, or is he like is it like Bizarro World like Mario? Like where does he fall into the Mushroom Kingdom alignment?
It's more Bizarro World. I think in the beginning, I think he's supposed to be like evil Mario, but it's more Bizarro World because he's not really like a villain in any sense.
Yeah, he's always fucking up too. He's such a klutz. You know what game I'm happy about? The Mario versus Rabbids, the new John. That's just good.
You played the shit out of that game, dude.
I beat that one. I beat the Donkey Kong expansion. I really love that Mario Rabbids game. Once again, not your normal Mario game, and it ended up working well.
Yeah, you love games like that though. Like you and XCOM, the amount of times you told me to play XCOM is just off the charts. I don't even know how many times.
I do not like XCOM at all.
Or those random screenshots that Dowie would send us from XCOM where he's like, I'm sorry, Pucho, but you died. I tried to save you and I couldn't.
I was like, I don't fucking give a fuck. What is it? I'm really depressed, man. I'm like, oh, what's going on, Dowie? Tony died yesterday in XCOM. I was like, I felt like I was Iron Man mode, and it's just so hard, you know.
You were always any sniper because at the beginning you get 4 classes. Anytime I'd get a sniper, I'd always name him after Tony. A guy, he'd always be my sniper. Pucho was the guy with the shotgun. Mateo was my assault.
I mean, I do have the best aim, Tony, right?
Allegedly. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like Nintendo had a good showing, and I wanted more out of Breath of the Wild 2 when they showed it. But I am excited about Metroid Dread. I am excited about Mario Party, especially if it has online that we could play this shit online. That'd be really fun. And yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to some of these games coming out. I don't think that the Xbox, the other conferences were very good. Just seeing the lineup that Xbox has, not even that they don't really appeal to me necessarily, but knowing that now that Bethesda is owned by Microsoft, the next Fallout, the next Elder Scrolls, those games are only coming to Xbox. Like Starfield looks interesting, even though they didn't show anything. I'll probably end up picking up an Xbox at some point, depending on if those games go to Game Pass. If they don't go to Game Pass, I'll probably just buy it on PC and never get an Xbox. But
that's funny.
That's about where I'm at. Like these games are all going to come to PC, so I'm not even worried about them not being on PlayStation.
Yeah.
One more point about the Nintendo E3. The fucking pacing Like that, it was just like there was no bullshit. There was no filler in the Nintendo E3. It was just boom, here's a trailer. Boom, here's a trailer. Boom, here's a trailer. They're like that was my favorite part of their entire presentation. It's just there's no bullshit. There's no filler. It was just like here's all the shit that's coming out. Y'all are gonna buy it because you will eat up anything that we release. We're Nintendo. Peace. And then they dropped the mic and they left.
Yep. I love that shit. Sony does that shit all the time. And anytime I watch other conferences, I fucking cringe so fucking hard. They announce a game and then they pull like one of the lead directors onto a stage and then he starts talking. Oh yeah, my game, it's about immersion. It's about this. We're building. It's like, shut the fuck up. Show me the game. Show me gameplay and get the fuck off. Like, I don't want to hear you talk about it. I'm not into this shit.
Xbox loves that shit. They live for the whole introduction of every game with the dicks.
Like, who the fuck on planet Earth has ever seen like a gameplay trailer for a game, and then right after they saw the guy talking on stage, and then that's when they got fucking hyped for the game? Like, that person's an alien. It's probably Tony. I was just happy that Nintendo was just machine gun in trailers. They did have little segments where they'll pop back to a guy and he's like, "Yep, that's just an upcoming look on that game," and blah blah blah. And then they'd cut to the next one. I'm like, even that's unnecessary. Like, I just want to see trailers, dates. Like, I don't want to see nothing else.
I think some of it was them like apologizing for not showing like. Because like I think they mentioned like the Metroid Prime 4, whatever the fuck that game's gonna be called. They're like, we don't have any new information that we're ready to share yet. But here's something else.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's nice of them.
But yeah, favorite conference just for that. The favorite part of the conference was just for how quick like they just the amount of the volume of like what they pushed out and just the speed at pushing it out to you. It was good stuff.
There's this BioShock Fallout game coming out for Xbox. It's some Russian made game. I forgot what it's called. Atomic something.
I don't think I saw that one.
Something. It's cool.
Atomic Heart, Atomic Punch, Atomic. I don't know. Anyways, while Dory looks that up, I was gonna say that I thought Nintendo stole the show. I did find now I'm just throwing shade at someone, another company. I don't know if you guys got a chance to watch the Square conference.
No.
I love when they were announcing that they're re-releasing Final Fantasy 1 through 6, which some of these games are already on a bunch of platforms that aren't really around anymore, so it's like a little harder to play. But I was excited. I was like, oh cool, like I could play like Final Fantasy 5, which is like a one that's like not, it's only in Japan. It's basically you got to play on an emulator in order to play this shit. So I was excited, and then that shit's like mobile only. So like they're re-releasing those games only for mobile, and they're calling them pixel remasters.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is a pixel remaster?
Why do people love remastered shit?
Well, because some of these games are hard. Like he said, they're hard to play. Like you have to install an emulator. You have to find a legal ROM for Final Fantasy 1 at this point, or you just have to have it be able to find the physical cartridge and have a Nintendo that will actually still play that shit. Like these games they're getting harder to play.
Dory still has a plastic wrapped Final Fantasy 1.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I've got one, but it is definitely not plastic wrapped. I think that I've got the book with it though.
It comes with the book.
Is there a reason? Right. Side note. Right. Is there a reason why there's a whole bunch of Kojima tweets going on?
I wanted to get into that.
And that's a whole thing that's going on.
That's a fucking rabbit hole.
What happened?
I have no idea. I'm literally earlier today. I was going down my timeline, and it's Godjima or Kojima or Silent Hill PT Kojima. It's just like, what is going on? What's the story behind this whole?
So let me take you back to the year. I think it was 2013. Maybe it was 2014. And there was a little known company called Moby Dick Studios, and they were showing off gameplay and showing trailers for their game that was upcoming called Phantom Pain.
Yeah,
and they were talking about how the genre and all the the showing off gameplay and how it plays and all this stuff, and people were like, this Moby Dick Studios thing, it's a little weird. Like before this game post, there's only been one other thing about a guy getting like a head transplant or something like that. And they were like, well, that's fucking strange. They were like, this guy, this one character, he kind of moves like Snake moves in a game. And there's like little hints like that. And they were like all these little like things that they were tweeting and saying that were just reminiscent of Metal Gear and things like that. And then it turns out, I don't even remember. This is kind of a shame. I don't even remember how this got ultimately revealed. But ultimately, we found out that Moby Dick Studios was just a front, and it was just Kojima just kind of trolling the internet. And really, what this fake studio was showing us was Metal Gear Solid 5. That was like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So just some background in showing that this has happened from this guy before. Fast forward to around the Summer Games thing, this little known company got tweeted by I forgot, Geoff Keighley, is that a guy's name?
Yeah.
Just saying that they're coming out with this game, Abandoned, I think it's what it's called. And the company's called Blue Box Studios or something. And again, it just gave those real Moby Dick vibes. And some of the things they were saying were basically sounded like they were making a Silent Hills game. Like, and then they just tweeted a bunch of things here and there that basically the whole internet is now 100% on board with. This is Kojima fucking with us somehow. And they're playing like a game. I even forgot what it's called, but an ARG, is it augmented reality or something like that?
Yeah.
Basically, they're just leaving clues for people to find and figure out like stuff. Like they're just like, yo, our name Blue is not about the color blue. It stands for something else. The first person to guess it, we're gonna send you all the information about our upcoming game. And things like that. And so like, I don't know if you saw the other day, I tweeted, I was like, 5 minutes remaining. Like I'm fucking looking forward to figuring this out. Like Blue standard for some bullshit. Like just total nonsense. It was so fucking stupid. I don't even remember what it stood for.
I just saw on Twitter, Konami and Hideo Kojima are following each other on Twitter again. Recently,
my God.
20 hours ago.
Think another Metal Gear dropping?
It's going to be a Silent Hill game is what everyone is claiming.
It has to be Silent Hill, bro.
Remember the PT thing that they dropped a long time ago? That shit was fucking scary as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can make some money selling a PS4 that has PT installed on it. Like, because they pulled that shit from the store. I remember people were selling their PlayStations for like $2,000 because it had PT still installed, so you could still play that stupid game. Like, you get real weird about stuff like that.
I had PT installed on my system up until I gave the system to my nephew.
It would still be in there though. You could still download it, can't you? Once you,
I don't think you can re-download it once it gets deleted.
Nope. Once it's deleted, you cannot read. Yep, you can't delete it. You can't download
just
it.
like Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk's actually coming back to the stores, I think tomorrow.
I saw that.
I got it and it was buggy, and so I just wanted to wait. And so I only played the first few hours of the game. It was fun.
I got my 3070 Ti now, so like maybe it's time for me to go and buy Cyberpunk, especially when it drops down like $30 on Steam. Could be time.
I was trying to play Red Dead 2 with my 2070, and man, that game takes a lot of graphical power to like play it on max settings.
My old card sounded like an airplane taking off whenever I would load up Red Dead Online.
Sounds like Doughboy shit. Doughboy had his old PS5 or old PS4 that did that shit. It was like a fucking vacuum cleaner, and she would just.
When we play Overwatch, my PS4 sounds like it's about to just go down the runway and just fly off into nowhere.
Well, even though that Kojima never dropping this fucking Dika Silent Hill game, do you think that the Switch in like maybe 4 or 5 years will still be around? You think people will still want to play it? Like like the system itself. Like, I mean, they're upgrading into this new type of better enhanced visuals and lighter and whatever. But like, do you see Nintendo like just still making handheld consoles?
What is the Nintendo what is their normal like time frame on generations? Because theirs is different than the other ones. Like PlayStation and Xbox are pretty like regular. They're
2-3 years.
I think it's like 5 or 6, right?
Yeah, it's
Nintendo's
like 6 to 7.
And Nintendo be all over the place. They don't even release like Xbox and PlayStation. You bet your ass. Like for the last couple generations and probably for the foreseeable future, they're both going to be releasing consoles in the same year every time. Like
Yeah, for competition.
But Nintendo don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd imagine that the Switch came out after PS4 and Xbox One. I think it's gonna be around longer than those consoles were. I'd imagine Nintendo's generations are going to be a bit longer. And then to Tony's question about were they going to keep making handhelds, is this even their handheld?
Yeah, it's a handheld that has a capability of being like a console, put it on TV.
I'm saying they're still pushing like the 3D, like with the one of the DSs, right?
It's got discontinued like this year or last year.
Yeah.
So you think that okay?
I just think it's going to be the Switch and the Switch Lite type thing, handheld, and then you can be able to play it on a TV.
You got to think about it.
So is your question, Tony? Like, is your question? Are they going to push out a new like actual like budget handheld?
Like, yeah, is it like in the next 2 years?
Because the Switch Lite was kind of that budget handheld, right? Like that thing was $200 or some shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah, but I like for that budget light Nintendo Switch shit, like that. I heard that it's not really the battery on it's like shit. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not as good. As much as they said the video quality on the games will look good, they said it's not as good as the original Switch. So it's just like, why buy a budgeter fucking thing if you're not getting the full power or the longevity of the battery life? You know what I mean? Like, cool, yeah, it's cheaper so everyone can have it, but I'm good. Like,
that's why I didn't buy that bullshit.
I think in theory, eventually the price on the Switch comes down a little bit. I think with the kind of games that Nintendo pushes out, like their first, because most of Nintendo's like big games are their first party, like what a series. Like, you know, they've got Zelda, they got Mario, they have so many like just in-house like talent that they can just do whatever the fuck they want.
I would love to see
like,
Sony.
Do you think that like a Mario game on the PlayStation 4 would be that much better, or not the PlayStation, on the PlayStation 5, let's say even PlayStation 4, whatever, would be that much better than Mario on the Switch?
Yes. I think if you put Zelda on the PS5, it would look fucking phenomenal.
I wish.
Do you think the graphics though is why people play the Zelda games or anything like that? Like, I mean, yeah,
the graphics look good on the Switch though.
With the shit that you've told me about like the PlayStation 5 controller, like I think they could do some cool things with the Mario games, like with the different worlds you're running through and shit like that, right? But is that taken away from the Mario experience by them not pushing stronger hardware and not being able to push those graphics and that level of haptic feedback and whatnot on their games?
Yes, I think it takes away from them. I think that if for some in an alternate universe, right? Fucking PlayStation or Sony and Nintendo join houses, the amount of fucking revenue that Nintendo and Sony can just fucking, bro, they would wipe out Xbox, mind you. They would just destroy them, because I can only imagine with the DualSense controller with Zelda or Mario or fucking or Smash Bros being on a PS5. Could you imagine playing Smash Bros on a PS5? Like, how fucking that alone, there's still competitions out there right now where people are going hard playing fucking Smash Bros on a Nintendo GameCube or the fucking, you know what I mean? So it's just, to me, that it won't never happen. But if that would be an Xbox killer, no one would buy an Xbox no more. I'm telling no one. It would be done. Like, we already have the best exclusives. Sony already has the best exclusives. Mind you, now you get Zelda or mother of all Mother Mario games series now. It's like,
I
The
think
mother of all Mother Mario games.
Yo,
I
Mario's
mean,
been around for the longest, bro.
I mean, you're definitely right, because like I'd forgotten just how pretty Breath of the Wild is, and Breath of the Wild would look 10 times, like it would look so much more gorgeous on like a PlayStation 5 or something, right? Like that's absolutely. But I don't think that Super Mario Odyssey you're going to see that much graphical improvement that's actually going to enhance the game that much if Nintendo was pushing stronger hardware, you know?
I don't know. Maybe Nintendo.
Go ahead, Tony.
I was gonna say maybe Nintendo drops their own console and it's gonna be fucking amazing, but I don't see them making money even if they do. Let's say they do drop a console and it's capable of like being like Xbox and PlayStation fucking capabilities, and you know what I mean? Like I don't think a lot of people would jump on that.
I mean, the Switch Pro is rumored to be 4K output, and I'm surprised they didn't actually show anything from that at their E3.
It's supposed to be like $400 too. It's supposed to be like more expensive.
And it's a handheld, right?
Yeah, but it's supposed to like be pretty hefty.
I don't know. I think they should join houses.
What were you saying?
What you want exactly? Nintendo already is with Xbox.
What?
Yeah, Nintendo is working with Xbox.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
On what?
I mean, they've been for a while.
On what though?
To what?
I mean, I've heard constantly that Nintendo's working with Xbox, and like they are. I'm almost 100% sure. Let me go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Doughboys going deep into his own hole and trying to backpedal now. But he says fuck it, and he goes all in on his cards, and he hears these little. It's like Facebook news. Doughboy is one of those people who believe in Facebook. This is what that is.
Microsoft and Nintendo are continuing to work in partnership with one another, breaking down the barriers that separate them. Soon, Microsoft announced that Xbox Live would come to the Switch console through individual games that could use the service to connect online players and unlock achievements. Boom. Shut up.
Says nothing. That says
Shut
nothing.
Up, Tony.
That says nothing.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how this plays out. But yeah, I was gonna say that Nintendo already botched this. Back in 1990 something, Sony was trying to get into the console game. They reached out to Nintendo and they partnered up to create the Nintendo PlayStation.
Yep.
And then basically Nintendo fucked up the negotiation somehow. And Sony said, you know what? We're going to make our own shit. And that's literally how PlayStation got birthed, was by Nintendo botching a deal.
Because I think it was because of money. Like it was money or some type of damn. That's crazy. I don't think Sony will ever maybe, I don't know, bro. They said that this is the last Xbox too, so we'll see. This is
maybe they saved themselves, because that Sony, that Nintendo PlayStation, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I think I've seen the prototype of that one. It looked a little bit like the Sega Genesis, when you had the Sega CD on it and 32X and like all the different like Transformer modes. It looked a little bit like that.
Yeah, it gave off those vibes.
I like the Genesis. Not gonna lie.
I was a Genesis. We played a lot of Sega in my household.
We played almost no Sega.
Guys had a sad childhood.
Wow. Okay. I had a Super Nintendo too and a 64.
Which I'm gonna tell you, you got to go back and play the game Kid Chameleon.
I thought you were gonna say I needed to play. What is it? Alex Kidd? Alex and the Enchanted
Don't play any of the Alex Kidd games. Those games are not great.
Yeah, I used to love that game when I was a kid, dude, and they were not good. But it's something about just being a kid walking around and then transforming into an airplane or into a motorcycle, and then going into these fucking weird rooms and playing rock paper scissors with gorillas and stuff. That game was fucking insane. It's as insane as it sounds, Tony. Like me explaining it and you being like, "What the fuck's he talking about?" That's how crazy that game was playing back in the day.
That I don't know. That's fucking wild. Also, I think are we done with that Nintendo E3?
Yeah, unless we want to talk about the games from the Wholesome Games Direct.
Nah, shit is for dicks. A lot of dick shit going on around here.